Hello.
Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome to the solemn episode that is. We are starting a cult episode.
Yeah, Christmas time. Yeah, we are starting a cult that's Random Jake. Mitch is here. The door
that
is
is
closed.
true. We're fucking here. We're hanging out. We're back for another episode. It is the episode before Christmas.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
It's going to be a nightmare. Yeah.
It's going to be rough. Well, maybe not as bad. But I will tell you this. We have a fun Christmas-themed episode for you. This is we are starting a called Christmas special. How about that?
Yeah, we're feeling all the what are the feelings we're supposed to have around Christmas?
Joy and wonder and happiness
yeah.
and gratitude and love.
We have all that.
I mean, I do.
Yeah, giving.
There's something, I was telling Jake about this yesterday. There's something extremely stressful to me about Christmas because it's like you got to buy gifts, right? But then you want to like make sure that every gift is evenly distributed. You know, you don't want to give somebody like a $40 gift and then someone else like a $75 gift. You know what I mean?
Like, you're only numbers to me.
Yeah, like you don't want it to feel that way, so you have to like try and balance. But then you always feel like you're forgetting something, and it's like when it's over, it's the best feeling ever because you're like, they got their gifts, they liked them, or they acted like they liked them. I don't got to worry about this for a year.
Yeah, and then on to existential dread with the new year.
Yeah, a little bit, I guess. Why not?
Why not? It's just the seasons, the name of the game.
That's
all we're bringing to you today.
To go something. I'm not rhyming well today for
it's
some
all right.
reason.
It's okay.
I'm really out of my fucking game here. Let me tell you that. But yeah, we got some, fun Christmas-themed items to discuss. I got, like, just some weird, random, like, crimes that happened on Christmas or because of Christmas.
Nice.
I believe Jake has some on the Big K himself.
Yeah, Mr. Krampus.
Yeah, and then, we in retrospect, we've done a Christmas episode before without even knowing it in the John Benet Ramsey story.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a crime that I will not be discussing today because we fucking went
already did that.
We went into extreme depth on that one and figured out that Burke was probably the one who did it. And if you think that's not true, you're being ridiculous.
No, it's true.
Anywho,
and I took the opposite stance during that episode, but I've seen the folly of my ways.
He's seen the
light. In
the
form of a lot of people outside of the show yelling at me about that.
Right, I mean, come on. I know you want to play, the devil's advocate here, but
that's all I was doing, and everyone attacked me. They jumped at me like animals.
We know it. They'd be like, it was actually Casey Anthony's gardener that did the murdering. It's like, no, Jake, no.
Yeah, and Katy Perry is the still alive John Benet Ramsey.
It was actually O.J. Simpson's neighbor, and he was just covering for somebody. No.
He just bought a brand new pair of gloves. Yeah.
Yeah, he bought them, and they were ruined immediately. So, without further ado, welcome to the fucking Christmas special, I guess.
The fucking Thunderdome.
Yeah, if you want to call it. I mean, in a weird sense, it is a Christmas special, but it's
the Winter Wonder Dome.
So why don't we... how about this? I'll start you guys off with a little, early story, just a small little crime for you. So this took place on Christmas Eve of 1913, okay?
Okay.
This was one of the deadliest mining-related accidents in American history, okay?
oh, God.
It didn't even happen in a mine. Keep that in mind, okay?
Okay.
So, the miners at Calumet and Hecla Mining Company in Calumet, Michigan. Now, this was before it was Calumet, Michigan, but it's present-day Calumet, Michigan.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
They'd been on strike for about 5 or 6 months. And their union, in order to pacify some of the people and make them a little bit happier, put out a little unofficial Christmas party for all the miners and their families that were out of work and dislocated. Right?
Isn't that nice?
So they met in an Italian dining hall, which was in Calumet, and more than 600 people packed into the second-story ballroom. And this is where the party was taking. So think about this. Throughout the party, it was a nice evening, and somebody randomly, for no valid reason, shouted, "Fire! Oh my God, fire!" And chaos ensued. There was one small, narrow staircase to get down, and all 600 people tried to get out at once, and 73 people were crushed to death in a stampede.
So there wasn't a fire.
There was no fire.
There was no fire. It was just human. Okay.
The person that made the claim was never identified. And believe it or not, it's like I said, it's never been proven, but it is believed that it was one of the owners of the mining company that said it to kind of get back at the union.
Amazing.
And yes,
that's crazy.
73 people ended up getting trampled to death on the stairwell of the dining hall in Calumet, Michigan.
Yeah.
Because of one asshole.
Just one of them.
Welcome to the Christmas show.
It always is like super funny, like the idea of you yelling fire in just like a place.
Fire!
Like the idea of that is hilarious, but you can't do that. That's because this happens.
Dude, that happened to me at work one day, and everybody, we left, we all went outside, and the fire department showed up, and then they tried to convince us that that's just what the printer smells like. And we were like...
Well, why did they show up then?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, dude.
There was obviously some sort of fire going on.
We work here, man. I think we know the difference between, burning and the printer. And they're like, no, it was just the printer. You guys are fucking stupid. And but luckily, nobody was stampeded to death, as far as I know. I did make it out alive.
You did have some dirty tires after that day, though.
Yeah, I had a bunch of red
It's like, Jay, clean this up. And I was like, oh, it's everywhere,
It's like, did you run over a pack of red crayons? And I was like, yeah, I guess they were all over the fucking hallway or something. And one of them had some pink and gray gush on it.
I mean, what's red but half of the Christmas colors? Come on.
That is
It's Christmas
true.
time.
Raining Blood is actually a Christmas song. It's about the love of God.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so why don't we? I'm dying for it. I'm dying for Krampus.
Mr. K, yeah.
I'm dying just because I feel like throughout my whole life, maybe I was a little young or something. I don't know, but I feel like he was not as prominent as he has been the last 10 or so years.
No, it's true. It's
he has really made a comeback in a big way. People love Krampus.
Somehow, yeah, he just made his way into the media. But we all know the guy. We all know this guy, Krampus. I watched a lot of things on this guy, and a lot of people were saying Krampus.
No, dude, because his first name is Lenny, so it's Lenny Krampus, right?
Oh yeah, it's fly like that guy.
And he did the cover of American Woman,
Yeah, okay, Lenny Krampus.
Yeah, Lenny Krampus.
Well, we all know Lenny Krampus, still Krampus. We all know that guy. He's a horned anthropomorphic dude who's pretty much the antithesis of Santa Claus or Saint Nick, right?
Yeah, where
That's
Santa's
kinda
holly
understood.
jolly, Krampus is rapey killy,
In a way, he has some weird undertones to him.
Just weird, just like a creepy neighbor that's not like a threat, but he's still someone you don't go to their house on Halloween.
Yeah, it's like he's the reminder that there's never zero threat,
Yeah, that's, okay. All right. That's valid.
But, just like most of the things we talk about on this show, there's far more of a rich history behind Mr. Krampus, all right? He first came in Slavic and Austrian winter celebrations in Alpine folklore, all right?
Okay.
In Slavic and Austrian. Krampus appears in Austria, Hungary, Slovenia, Germany, and Italian folklore, yet the name Krampus first referred to a type of creature rather than
those are
him
Krampi.
himself, Krampi.
Yeah, they're Krampi out in the woods,
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Apparently, it was it was like a type of creature before it was the anti-Coke drinking Santa figure, rather than here. Wait a minute, it was all in the name. Anyway, yeah. It was just a type before him, but then they just kind of gave it to him. He's like a whole category now. Middle German dialect, Krail means claw, and Krampen in Bavarian means something lifeless and dried out. So apparently those are the roots of Krampus.
Okay.
Krampus is a half demon, half goat, fanged, cloven-footed with a very long tongue, pretty much in all the cultures' interpretations. He looks crazy, dude. He looks like a werewolf man with antlers. He looks like... Wait, what was it? God, I was talking about it the other day. The rabbit with antlers.
Oh, the jackalope.
The jackalope. He's the jackalope of, the horror scene.
It's a jackal. It's a jackal. It's a jackal.
It's a jackal.
It's a jackal?
It wasn't a jackal.
It was a Krampi, damn it.
It was a Krampi. Everything is a Krampi. Most versions carry a pitchfork and a basket to collect children.
Wow.
So he has a basket specifically for putting children in and taking away. And he also has a Switch. Like a Nintendo Switch.
Grandpa, go get me the Switch. Grandpa's like, Sonny, go get the Switch so I can beat your ass.
Pretty much, yeah. For those of you who don't know what a Switch is, it's basically any flexible rod sort of thing
Or
to
stick.
inflict pain for corporal punishment.
Think of Adrian Peterson, the football player, when he beat the shit out of his son with a Switch.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about that, but he's still playing. It's fine.
There's a lot of silence surrounding a lot of people in the NFL.
Oh, yeah. All the time.
But that's beside the point. But anyway, yeah, he basically held like a weapon and a basket for kids and a pitchfork sometimes. And that's in every single version of it. So yeah, Krampus appeared in Alpine folklore at the same time that St. Nicholas did, basically promising gifts for the well-behaved children and Switch spankings for naughty children.
It's a more realistic Santa, because
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I get the tradition of like, oh, he's gonna bring you coal. It's not a fun gift, but what's the point? Like, what is the true point of getting?
You don't learn
coal?
a lesson,
You're just like, this is a waste of time. Why would he even bring me anything?
It's literal fuel for a fire that is your child who is a misbehaving bitch.
Yeah. So the idea of a Switch is way more intimidating because it's like, he's gonna beat your fucking ass if you don't behave.
And take you away in a basket.
Yeah,
okay?
and this isn't E.T., this isn't
more.
a magical dream.
You get the pitchfork in the ass. Yeah.
You get a pitchfork in the ass.
In the ass.
You hear me?
The most wicked of the children were said to be taken by Krampus in the basket, and where does he drop them off? Hell. He drops them off in hell. Or he eats them. So it's one or the other.
Okay.
That happens to these kids that he takes. Strangely enough, descriptions of Krampus were not first described until around the 19th century when folklorists began writing of their accounts of like communities celebrating Krampuslau or Krampus Run.
Krampuslau.
It's like a festival. On December 5th of the aforementioned regions, the places I was talking about, they celebrate this craziest and usually drunken time of the year. Where people dress up as Krampus and wreak havoc on the townspeople.
Poor townspeople. They're just going about their days, and a fucking horned, goat-looking monster is just like, show me your butt cheeks, I'm going to hit you,
I'm going to take your kids. Yeah. In some traditions, Krampus cosplayer guys, in the streets, I was just talking about, keep the community on their toes from November until Christmas.
That's too long.
And whether that's from November 1st until December 5th, because they said December 5th was when they celebrated it, or it's the 25th, I don't know.
I want to say if it's not the exact date, that's right around isn't it St. Nicholas Day or whatever?
Something like that, yeah.
I always heard it was you leave your shoes out and they'll leave you something in your shoes.
Oh, yeah, I used to do that all the time when I was a kid.
It's like the Quentin Tarantino
I completely
of
forgot
Santa.
about that.
He's like, give me your feet.
Yeah,
bitch.
he's just all about the feet there.
These guys that bring you gifts are real fucking weirdos, let me tell you. One of them just wants cookies and just has a slave labor camp that makes gifts for him. The other guy is going to beat your ass until it's red like you're Jesus on the cross. And the other guy just wants to sniff your shoes and put stuff in it.
I really don't know which one I'm taking.
None of them are. Obviously Santa is the nicest of the three.
But it's slave labor. Santa's like Apple.
Yeah, his backstory
is
is fucked up because it's he's running a Chinese sweatshop of elves that are, for some reason aren't allowed to go anywhere else but his house. And his wife is cool with it for some reason. She's like, this is fine. Just keep bringing home the bacon, big man.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it.
I don't know, man. Krampus is pretty badass.
Krampus asks for nothing in
it's
return.
it's a weird sense of justice you feel through just knowing about the experience.
He's the Batman. Cool. He's the Batman of the Santas.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna fucking beat your ass. You're not gonna die. You're gonna remember this. You will tell your kids.
We're gonna brand you in that new one. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna fucking burn you until until you're nice. Be nice, bitch.
Well, obviously, other people think Krampus is badass too, because apparently it's a special honor to be a Krampus reveler. In one of these situations where they're just running around wreaking havoc on the town.
Oh,
Isn't that
okay.
fun? The folks would often have wooden masks and sport horns, and of course carry a switch everywhere they went. And usually the switches were made of what was it? God damn it!
Wood, metal.
I had the
something?
exact wood. It was like something or other. Maybe it'll come up.
It's like fucking rebar. Is this guy like a madman?
It's an obsidian club.
Yeah, this guy, he's actually a blacksmith in his off time, and he makes this weird fucking, like, elemental metal, and it shatters bone, so you don't want to get hit with it.
It's like, good lord.
This is a Skyrim weapon. This is some fucking otherworldly shit.
Yeah, so they would do that.
Yeah, that'll happen. That'll happen.
They had wooden masks. They were often grotesque, There's horns of multiple different animals on it, which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
You got some curly ones, got some straight ones. Maybe some are bigger than the others.
The Jackalope is on there for sure.
Oh, of course.
Even if it was never real, which I think it probably was at some point, he made it just for that purpose,
Yeah, dude, it was such an honor to be one of these guys. Even the guys who made the wooden masks were considered masters of their craft. It was amazing.
Oh, okay.
They fucking love this guy Krampus. In 1862, a newspaper in Budapest somewhat associated its name with Krampus.
Oh, really?
It was called Krampuszog.
That's not very creative, but I like the fucking gusto of the people that named it.
Yeah.
Krampuszog.
Krampuszog.
Come to Krampuszog, where you get ass redness.
Oh, God. Yeah, that was formed. And then later in 1865, which is 3 years later, they published an image of Santa Claus, like the more secular version of St. Nicholas, that's...
Yeah,
so they changed it to Santa Claus, from St. Nick. They have him with Krampus looming behind him, thus linking them for Christmas,
I like to
in everyone's mind.
I like to think of this as like a horror movie where, similar to Gremlins, where, Gizmo and Stripe are actually, related, and it's, one's good, one's bad.
Yeah.
I feel like Santa is the older brother, and Krampus is the ne'er-do-well younger brother, and they get along, for the sake of mom and dad, but they don't really see eye to eye.
Yeah, it would make a great sitcom.
And Tim Allen is Santa, and Steve Buscemi is Krampus or something. That'd be a good movie.
Yeah, no, I would love that.
I'm not a Tim Allen guy, but he played a good Santa.
I just watched the Santa Claus 3 days ago, and it was amazing. It holds up.
Yeah, I'll say that. Tim Allen, for all the cocaine that he did, he made his dues. I guess he's still around.
No, it's true. Yeah.
Then he was in that weird show that people loved or hated for some reason, and I was I don't get it.
Tool Time.
No, it was it was on Fox or some shit. Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
And some people loved it and some hated it. And I don't even know why people loved it or hated it.
I feel like most people said they hated it because of Tim Allen's reputation at the time.
Oh, is he a political? Yeah, oh yeah. Well, it was
or something like that. I don't know. I'm not positive, but
who fucking cares?
Who
it's
knows?
A sitcom.
Yeah.
It's fucking fake. You know what I mean? I don't whatever. Whatever.
All right, so this newspaper in Budapest, they published a picture of Santa Claus with Krampus looming behind him, thus linking him to Christmas itself rather than just the Holy Saints' feast day. All right?
Okay.
It's often said that the idea of Krampus is, came from pagan ritual, and that kind of thing, pagan beliefs. And apparently, that's not true.
What?
Yeah, I know. It was weird.
What?
Apparently, it was found in the early 20th century that, socialist folklorists spread this as a means to outrage the public regarding Christian adaptation and bastardization of ancient Nordic customs.
Fucking socialists.
So they're setting them as just weird propaganda.
These Bernie Sanders cocksuckers are fucking ruining my holidays.
Yeah, and guess who furthered this propaganda, Grant?
Bernie Sanders.
The Nazis. Actually.
Oh
yeah,
my!
The Nazis that did that.
Almost as bad. Almost as bad.
Quite close, yeah.
Oh. Oh, that was.
Yes.
I made a joke
Yeah.
for those of you that didn't get that. I don't actually think Bernie Sanders is worse than Nazis.
You're just backpedaling. Don't backpedal, Grant. Just commit to
Let
it,
me finish.
okay?
I don't think he's worse than Nazis. I think he's just as bad.
Oh, good. Thank God. Thank God.
Just as bad. Like, he's on equal footing.
Anyways, nothing's
Krampus.
very good. Yeah, Krampus. In the 17th and 18th century, bishops began attempting to ban the Krampus celebrations. Not due to the belief, because they were like, oh, you can believe whatever, who cares? They didn't think you could believe whatever you wanted. But basically, that wasn't the main reason. They wanted to stop the celebrations because they were so, like, chaotic. And they were wreaking havoc on the cities and towns, maybe affecting the donation tray on Sundays.
So it pulled a St. Patrick's Day, is what you're saying.
Basically, it's like, yes, you can drink whenever you want, but maybe not blackout drunk by 9 in the morning.
Maybe don't, you know?
Yeah, going to the river. Well, these celebrations were wild, and, the bishop's attempt to stop them was largely unsuccessful until around the 19th century when celebrations just kind of began to dwindle.
Okay.
They just kind of naturally faded out. Talk of Krampus remained minimal for the most part until very recently for some random resurgence in popularity that took place in like the 2010s.
You think it was The Office, that episode where Dwight talks about Krampus?
That honestly is not a bad guess.
I mean, maybe that's
I
just
think that's the first place I saw it.
Yeah, I would probably say the same. Like, I might have heard of it. But
it was like
I don't know what the
Bushnickel
fuck
or
that
something,
is.
wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It was like that, but I'm pretty sure they mentioned Krampus or something happened with The Office and Krampus.
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah.
Either way, it was like everybody fucking blows their minds on that show. So it wouldn't shock me if that definitely played a part in his resurgence.
Not very true. Yeah. But maybe, just looking into European old ass traditions and shit. Maybe that's where it started.
Yeah. I can see
just
that.
from that episode. Who knows? But perhaps it was a resurgence due to the awareness and commodification of capitalistic, materialistic sense of Christmas that we seem to have now.
Fucking capitalists.
Capitalism.
Oh my God.
Especially in the past couple decades. Whatever the case, though, Krampus is all the rage again.
Fucking Bernie. God damn it.
He's the opposite.
I know he
Bernie.
hates capitalists. But you monster. What is wrong with you? Oh.
I don't know where you're going.
I don't
know where I stand.
Bush Senior. God damn it.
Just started saying people's names.
Nixon. Okay.
That was Krampus. Yeah, I mean, he's a good guy. He's just kind of trying to take your kids.
He's seemingly misunderstood.
So, I mean, there's definitely a use for him. He's just a means to teach some children lessons, maybe.
Sometimes parents don't want their kids.
So that is true.
That's the most sound advice I've ever heard.
Advice? That's
great advice.
What do you mean?
Just
sometimes
you
don't want your kids. It's like, that's not advice.
No, it's 100% advice, because you know what you do? You got to pray to Krampus really hard that Bernie Sanders and Richard Nixon will ruin the country. And then what happens is Krampus will come and kidnap your baby and eat him or do whatever he does with them. I don't know if he's got a slave camp or something. But
he's just like a postman to hell,
Oh, just
only imports, no exports,
Oh, like Art Vandelay,
Yeah. No, he's an importer-exporter.
Oh, but he doesn't do the exporting. They're having an import problem,
This is all falling apart.
All I know is that the image of Krampus is hilarious because why do I picture him as 10 feet tall?
I picture it. I always think of fucking Demon House and the big goat man that appears to the guys in the elevator.
Oh, the Bagans?
Yeah,
Zach Bagans?
Zach Bagans. He sees the giant goat man in the elevator.
Or this is...
Or Mr. Tumnus. Somewhere in between there.
Is that the guy from Coraline?
No. Lion Witch in the wardrobe.
Oh, I see.
Come on. You've never seen that? What the fuck?
Who is that creepy upstairs neighbor in Coraline? The weird, gymnast guy?
He's a Russian dude trading mice.
Yeah, that guy. Why am I getting his vibes, too?
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
This is going to be a real niche question. You guys will definitely probably know this. The show Stand Against Evil.
Yeah.
Like in that episode with the goat man, was that like the second episode or whatever? That's who I pictured, just like a walking goat. Just no other features, just a goat that's like fat.
Just terror, yeah.
But I think that's a fair guess on what he'd look like, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you want to terrify the kids. If
Yeah,
there's
so,
one thing you want to do at Christmas, it's terrify him.
So he comes on the 5th, right? So you guys should be safe for now.
Theoretically, maybe he's under your bed this whole time.
How does he have time to, like, camp out, though? You know? Like, you can't be hiding that long.
Maybe there's only one shitty kid.
Maybe there's a couple cramp eye, you know?
Cramp eye, huh?
I'm thinking there's cramp eye because it's the same with Santa. There's got to be more than one. People don't want to admit it, but there's no way. Like, just simple math would say it's impossible, you know?
Maybe he can spread his matter to, like, different people's, rooms or something. So it's like, I'm on the left side of this person's bed, and then you're just like, he projects himself to all the other ones. And then he's on the left side of other people's beds. And he simultaneously takes them and puts them in the basket.
Okay. I did see a thing.
That's what I think of Krampus.
I did see a thing on the internet, and I want to pose this question. Normally, things like, like the meme format where it's literally just like a tweet, and like that's the meme. Like it's not even a
it's
joke.
Just a photo of a different sites.
Yeah, it's just like somebody like wrote out like a joke or something or like a question, and this one actually like stuck with me because it made me think. How come in Christmas movies where Santa's like in the house, how come when he leaves he just like goes super far away and not like next door?
Dude, I also saw that, but that I saw that. I was telling everybody about it. I'm like, that's a good point. It's great. Then I watched the Santa Claus. And he first becomes Santa Claus, he just goes right next door. And I was like, damn it.
Another reason
Dashed away.
Tim Allen is a good Santa, because in most films, they don't do that.
Yeah, practical.
They just go and, like, blast off into, like, the atmosphere, and it's like, you still got to hit this whole neighborhood. And, like, are you just going to circle back? Like, that's such a waste.
Yeah. Dude, I love that movie, dude. It so holds up. And they even explain things. They're like, yeah, how does he do it all in one night? And Max is like, well, there's, like, a time warp,
Oh,
like that kind of thing. It's
warp.
like, well, he does know his dad is Santa Claus now.
Simple time warp. I will say that this is off topic, but I recently watched a couple Christmas movies this week, and honestly, they were not bad. I'm not gonna lie, they were not bad.
Which ones you watch?
I watched Home Alone 2. I watched Home Alone and Home Alone 2
With the ultimate cameo of Trump.
Yeah, see, that was gold. Yeah. Fucking Rob Schneider's in it and Tim Curry's in it. It's a good flick, dude. I thoroughly enjoyed it a lot. But for the first time in my life, I saw this movie called Deck the Halls. And believe it or not, I'm going to put it on the recommend list. Like, it was fucking good. It was Matthew Broderick. He's like a Christmas fan. And he starts getting shown up by his new neighbor, who's Danny DeVito. And there's just like a neighborhood feud over who's going to do like the better Christmas thing,
Gold.
And surprisingly, really did not expect much of it. And I watched it like late at night while I was laying in bed. And I watched the entire thing.
It delivered.
I was like, I'm not going to go to bed. I want to finish this movie.
Excellent.
And I highly recommend it. No Krampus sightings, but it's enjoyable nonetheless. I'll say that.
See, but going back to Krampus, I think like around the 2010s, weren't there like 2 or 3 movies that came out with him?
Yeah, they
like
made
surrounding him.
They made a Krampus movie, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure Adam Scott's in it, the guy from like Piranha and Parks and Rec. Well, that's what
that
people
guy,
would know
okay.
him from. What was his fucking name in that show? Ben. The what's her name? Fucking Amy Poehler's husband.
Yeah.
He was
that guy.
He wasn't Krampus, but he was like the guy in the movie.
Yeah. The actor.
Never saw it, but I know it exists, unless it was like a weird fever dream I had.
Well, either way, he's in the media, man. He's hot right now.
That is true.
He's all the rage.
He's fucking on fire.
It's true. I have like just a few other like just historical things that are kind of whatever. You want to just knock those out, and we'll get into some funny crimes?
Yeah, go for it. I wouldn't necessarily say they're funny. They're kind of sad.
We'll
but
make them funny.
They're old, so they are funny.
Yeah. They would have been dead by now anyway. So
Right,
these are
they're
just
dead.
hilarious.
Nothing you could do. They're gone.
Yeah. Well, we all know the surface level things that come with Christmas in America, at least, maddening music, trees and houses, buying gifts, and obligatory family time, among other things. But Christmas has a bit of a different history in other places throughout the world. First of all, Jesus wasn't born on December 25th. There's no way we can know that. And they kind of
Absolutely
just
no way.
guessed. It was chosen by the church to correspond with the winter solstice. So it's not the 25th, but it's kind of nice to celebrate it then, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, technically, don't they say, at least what I read, I don't know how valid that information is, but I've always heard that historians and biblical scholars think that according to the information we have in the Bible, Jesus was born somewhere in the spring.
Yeah, it was just through context clues of the Bible.
Yeah.
It's way earlier than December.
I was always under the impression it was between March and May, somewhere in there.
Yeah, somewhere in there. But we always do it on the solstice, which is apparently historically supposed to be, the end of the hardest time of the winter.
Which is funny because for us,
it's
where
kind
we
of the
live,
very beginning now.
It hasn't even started yet. It gets worse for 3 months. But that's, I don't know. I guess when it comes to Jesus, you could just kind of make up things and they stick.
Yeah, Jesus is a flexible guy.
Like the fact that he was white, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Let me pose this. This is slightly Christmas related. If you believe that Jesus was a white guy, you shouldn't believe in Jesus. Just saying.
You think him walking on water was just him walking in the desert and someone saw a mirage?
I don't know. Maybe.
That was an idea I just had.
I'm thinking, me and Mitch, we had a whole conversation about this last week for 2 hours. And it's all metaphorical, and it's very easy to make it a metaphor. It's pretty much any miracle he performed can and probably has been taken out of context. I think a very solid example is he healed the blind and helped them get vision. And it's did he physically make a guy who couldn't see, or did he spread his word and open the minds of people that were quote unquote blind to the teachings?
It's ooh, he turned water into wine. It's maybe he just watered some grape plants and then made wine with those.
Yeah, exactly. I fucking turned
maybe
water
he was
into
just
wine.
A vineyard keeper.
I turned burgers into poop, so that's a miracle in
I do
itself.
that all the time.
I could do it in under 45 minutes if it's the right food. But
just give me a rare burger.
yeah, like I was saying, I don't care what you believe in. That's all well and good. But if you think he's a white dude, you just don't understand the world, and you probably should read a book that isn't the Bible.
Okay.
Just a thought.
Well, yeah, you just whatever book,
And also, I do think it's funny. Just still on the Jesus topic.
Just read Dianetics.
Enjoy that. That's
just transfer.
It's a nice light read.
It's gonna take 60% of your paycheck, but you know what?
You're gonna have the answers.
Better than thinking Jesus is white.
You'll get to hang out with what's his name, fucking Zog or some shit.
No, it's Xenu.
Xenu, that's what it is.
Xenu.
It was one of those bullshit things. What was I? I was just gonna say. Oh, if tell me how this makes sense. Now, this is an obvious observation. Okay.
Oh yeah.
How is Christmas a supposedly Christian practice and Jesus and Christmas? Why do we spend hundreds of dollars on people for a guy who was all about living within your means? He's don't be lavish, just live and share. But we just spend hundreds of dollars and then we expect hundreds of dollars in return.
Christmas is cool.
Uh,
How do you call it?
Corporate greed.
yeah.
That's what it is. It's the same. Pretty much every holiday
Capitalism.
is corporate greed, dude. Everyone's got theirs. Big Candy, they got Halloween. Fucking Hallmark has 50 holidays.
We got Big Turkey. For
Oh yeah, dude,
Thanksgiving.
Big Turkey. Then we got the Peeps Corporation. They completely dominate fucking Easter and the entire month of April.
Yeah, we got like burger buns and fireworks, like explosives, 4th of July.
Yeah, the Chinese own the 4th of July for some reason.
All of Lent, you got the fish market cornered.
Yeah, they're like
know.
the fucking Boston, Maine area people. They're on fire during those months because they got everything.
St. Patrick's Day, we're all just out of commission.
Yeah, that's big. The only one that doesn't have a holiday is like Big Tobacco.
Their holiday is every day.
Yeah, their holiday is like every day that's not a holiday,
Every
I guess. But everybody, Big Everything owns something, okay?
If there's anything we could be sure of, yeah, it's that.
I'm guaranteeing you that Big Something is out there listening to you right now.
It's us. It's you.
Dude,
It's me.
think of Big Chainsaw. They got the corner or the market cornered with like Christmas trees, you know? They're
Yeah.
like, how are you going to get that tree cut? You know, it's too big. It's not going to fit in your house. Get a handsaw? I don't fucking think so. You got to buy a chainsaw or rent one.
Yeah. No
Everybody-
axes. No axes allowed.
Everybody's getting a piece of the pie. Everybody. And that's my thought.
All right. You want to learn about Scandinavia?
I do. Give me some
right.
Scandos.
Scandinavia, the Norse people celebrated Yule, a festival that began on December 21st and sometimes went into January. Isn't that crazy? In this tradition, the men of the household would bring tons of enormous logs back to their house, and they
Big
would set
chainsaw.
them ablaze.
Big
chainsaw. Yeah. And apparently people would feast until the fire burned out, which could sometimes take as much as 12 days. So it's a big-ass fire. And the Norse believed that each spark to come from the fire represented a new pig or calf to be born in the coming year.
That's a lot of animals.
That's a lot of animals, dude. 12 days of a fire.
Can you imagine the smell of 12 days of a fire? Like, I'm picturing this, like, you know, we do a campfire or something. Like, keep in mind, this is outdoors, like, in the wild. And you're within, like, 10 feet of that fire for maybe 3 hours. You smell like shit for, like, days.
Well, you got to shower.
Yeah.
But they're not going to shower.
But I mean, like,
You're right.
almost 2 weeks, like, it's literally who you are. You are smoke.
Yeah, dude. For 12 days, you'd probably last into March.
Yeah,
know?
that's some dedication right there. I can't deny that.
It is. It is.
Big Fire, dude. They got their own holiday now too.
It's true.
You think I'm
Big
crazy?
fire.
There's a big everything. All right, I'm telling you guys. Laugh now, but just wait.
Oh, yeah. All right. In most places around Europe, at this time of the year is when most of the cattle and livestock are slaughtered.
Oh, of course.
You know, so there's a bunch of fresh meat abound.
We don't even eat them. It's just for fun.
It's like we just play in it. We just splash around.
Everybody's home. Everybody's home. They got to fight and kill.
And it didn't help that, actually it did help. It did help because this is fun. This is when beer and wine would often finish fermenting and be ready to drink. So there's just a bunch of fucking feasting and drinking going on for like the month of December.
Hell yeah.
In Europe, yeah, it's awesome.
Big cattle and big beer.
Most of Europe was having like a great time, but Germany had like a really fearful tradition back in the day, apparently.
This is sad. We're all
This
going
is German
to be
and
killed.
it's fearful? How
Yeah, the Germans
What?
are notoriously happy people, you know?
Yeah. They would honor the pagan god Odin, but they were terrified of Odin. So they believed that he took nocturnal flights over the populations, watching people and deciding whether or not they would perish or prosper.
That's cool.
So they think there's judgment just raining down from the sky, but it's not like God looking. It's like an actual God flying around and handpicking you like you're gonna die.
See, that's cool because it's kind of like a mix of like the Western Christmas and New Year's, you know?
It kind of is.
It's
You're
like
right.
the resolution of like, this is going to be my year, and like, you know, I'm making my wish, and Odin's up there with his fucking gut hanging out, just like, you're going to be smited. You're cool. You're cool.
You're
Fuck
cool.
you.
You're cool. You're cool.
You're gonna be okay, but like every minor inconvenience is gonna happen to you, and it's just gonna like mount and mount until the point where you just commit suicide.
So
it
says
is-
Odin.
It's bad, but like it's not that bad, you know? Like it's just bad.
Well, as you might think, most Germans stay indoors during this time.
Well, like he can't
They're
fucking
just-
X-ray vision
I
through
guess
the ceiling.
not. Or like maybe look through a window or something.
Yeah, like 9 times out of 10 I could see, and I'm just a person if I wanted to, you know?
No, it's true.
I can't tell you how many times I'm in a car going somewhere, and I could literally see what people are watching on television. And I'm like, it's weird, because I'm like, I would never feel comfortable with that. You know, what if I'm watching, like, something weird?
Gotta get some blinds.
Right, like, cover that shit up, bro. I don't want to know how big your TV is. I don't want to know how nice it is. What if I want it? You don't know me.
Yeah. What if I'm racing home to watch whatever you're watching? You're spoiling it for me.
Yeah, like, I'm,
You
like,
know?
waiting to see a movie, and, like, the titular... Think of, like, The Godfather, right? You're like, oh, I've never seen it, but I'm renting it, and I'm on my way home. And you just, like, drive by, and you see the scene where Sonny gets killed at that toll booth. You're just like, well, and the whole movie's fucking ruined for me.
Yep.
Damn it. I didn't know he wasn't going to make it.
I hate it when that happens.
I love James Caan. I can't believe he's dead in that movie.
The Romans would celebrate something called Saturnalia around this time
Yeah,
of
of
year
course they
as
would.
well.
Those
Saturnalia.
fucking freaks.
They're freaks, the Romans.
Those Bernie Sanders loving freaks.
It was a month-long celebration in honor of the god of agriculture, who was Saturn. All right.
Ah, yes. The Saturn.
The Saturn. Okay.
The car.
This was a time of hedonism.
They love
Hedonism.
the Saturn. That's the only car the Romans drive. It gets great
Is that
gas
company even
mileage.
around anymore? Didn't they go bankrupt?
I have no idea. But it gets great mileage, you know. They love it.
Oh yeah. But Saturnalia, it was a time of hedonism during which Romans would eat and drink to excess, and the slave class would be treated as equals, so as to partake in the festivities.
Oh, okay.
And businesses and schools were shut down. It was just party time. Like everyone just partied equally.
Oh,
Isn't
really?
that fun? Yeah. And then let's just the last little bit on Christmas in America. All right, so it wasn't really embraced until around the 19th century, and this was largely due to the writings of Washington Irving.
Well,
Strangely enough,
Sleepy Hollow is my game.
that guy. In 1819, Irving published the sketchbook of Geoffrey Crayon.
Jeffrey Crayons.
Jeffrey Crayons.
I just
maybe.
like something Jeffrey makes it sound funnier.
Jeffrey.
I'm Jeff Crayon. What's up?
Jeff Crayon.
Jeff Crayon.
Yeah. Apparently, it was a series of stories covering Christmas in an English manner, wherein a squire invites peasants into his home to celebrate the holiday. And after this book, American traditions began, because it was a bestseller. Everyone read it. Everyone had this fucking book. American traditions began becoming more family and nostalgia-oriented, rather than the time of chaos and communal feasting to excess. So in a way, Washington Irving made Christmas in America what it is today.
Cool. And in a weirder,
Thanks, Washington.
in an almost weirder way, he kind of made Halloween what it is today too.
Yeah.
Like with
that
the
guy
weird,
was like the king of fucking holidays.
dude. That guy, he's Big Holiday. That's what he is. Like he.
Big holiday. It
He-
sounds like you're just being rude to like a jazz singer. Like,
Hey, Big Holiday, you get your fat ass off the stage, fucking bitch. Oh, but anyways, we're gonna travel back in time, just like Washington Irving did when he was on that magical pony.
yeah.
On December 25th of 1929, almost 100 years ago,
Isn't that crazy?
in Germantown, North Carolina, okay? The Lawson family, it was Christmas, obviously, they're getting happy. Papa, Charlie, he was a sharecropper, and he gathered up some money that year,
Yeah, as you do.
And he was married, he had a beautiful wife, and he had 7 young children, as you do
Jesus.
back in the day.
As you do.
What else do you do besides sleep and fuck,
Work on the farm, and then your kids start doing it, then you can just sit in a chair. It's great.
So he got him some gifts. That he took them out. They got brand new clothes, looking hippin' and hoppin' in. They even took a nice family picture that looks like kind of horrific, but they took a picture.
Let me see it.
Nonetheless, it's right here.
Oh, good lord. I just saw a glimpse of it.
It looks fucking spooky
They
as
look
fuck.
dead.
It's creepy. I don't like it. But anyways, they're having a good year, and keep in mind, the Great Depression had started that year too. So the fact that they were able to do this was a huge feat, and they were all around happy. Now you're wondering, Where's the story gonna go? Right? What does this
Everything
mean?
seems pretty okay right now. What could possibly be coming next?
Charlie murders his entire family.
What?
7 kids and his wife.
What did he do?
He murders
He
them.
just bought him so many new things.
Yeah. So he shot 2 of his younger daughters in the back of the head. They were on their way out of the house to visit their aunt and uncle, and bam, 2 shots to the head. He shot his wife, who was chilling out on the front porch. Then he went inside, killed his oldest daughter and his younger 2 sons, and then he saved his infant daughter for last and shot her in the head. Afterwards, he sauntered out to the woods and shot himself in the mouth.
All right. Well, wow.
Now, interestingly enough, 1 child survived, and nobody knows why. The reason for his murder, nobody knows, because like we were saying, he took the time to buy him stuff and take a photo and have a good day, so no one knows why he did it. But his oldest son, Arthur, he had actually sent him on an errand the night before, and I don't know if he forgot that he had a 7th kid, but he came home and everybody was fucking dead. Now
It's hard to keep track of all of them,
Here's the rumor. Okay, the rumor mill is this: his oldest daughter, Marie. There's a rumor that Charlie was molesting her and got her pregnant. And out of shame and guilt, he murdered his family and then himself. This has never been substantiated. And even further, science would say that this is not true because Marie was not pregnant when she was given an autopsy.
Maybe she was late and they freaked out, or he freaked out more like.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe he just jumped the gun.
Yeah, that one.
In more ways than one.
I couldn't tell you. Let's see. I got a couple more here. A lot of murders. Really just kind of murders,
That's, yeah.
This one's fucking weird. I don't even know where to begin. It starts off well enough, right? 18-year-old Alexis Valdez found himself on Christmas Day of 2013 having a nice day. He was staying with his aunt and her boyfriend named Sylvester Diaz Hernandez.
Excellent.
And the deal was this. He was allowed to live in the apartment with his aunt and her new boyfriend as long as he stayed in school and or worked. Okay, he did have to help out with bills a little bit, but nothing like crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's reasonable.
And, he had to pitch in. So at some point, throughout the year, he quit school and his job, and he wasn't really doing anything. So the aunt and her boyfriend were like, "Kid, you gotta go." And this happened on Christmas. They're like, "We're sorry, but you got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You're not pulling your weight, kid. You can't be here."
Maybe not the best time for that, but yeah, if it's been building.
So he started getting a little hot and heavy with the boyfriend. He was like, "What the fuck, bro? What the fuck?" And he took a hammer and fucking bashed his head in, mutilated him, ripped off all of his limbs, and then cut his head off. And then he took the hammer and started smashing his face like Cannibal Corpse, and disfigured his entire face.
What kind of hammer?
I don't know.
Damn it.
And then on the topper, funny enough, I didn't even realize that I was doing this. In Godfather-like fashion, he cuts off the head, puts it in his aunt's bed, and puts a bow on top of it, and leaves it for her as a gift.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was 2013?
Yep.
Jesus, man.
And he pulled an Ed Kemper, called the police, turned himself in, and while he was being questioned, he admitted that he would have done the same thing to his aunt, but luckily she was not at home at the time. How about that?
All right. Well, that's not what the holidays are about, You
guys want another murder?
I mean, it's family time, but it's not the family time you're thinking.
Oh, it's family time.
It is family time, but, it's...
Hammer time.
It's hammer time. That's what it is.
Hammer time. See, a lot of these are murders. I'll do 2 more. How about that?
Yeah, okay.
I'll do 2 more, and then we'll do a fun, like, real local story that's, like, not really funny, but it kind of is.
It's sort of funny.
Okay, so this one we're going to go back even farther into 1881, right? And this is it's noted around the internet supposedly as one of the most heinous crimes to occur on Christmas.
Okay.
In the wee hours of Christmas Eve in 1881 in Ashland, Kentucky, Emma Carrico was staying with her friends and her neighbor. And the names were Robert and Fanny Gibbons. They were all in their teens, and they were buddies. They were cool,
Yes.
having a good time. Emma's mom was next door, and she didn't really mind because it was like, yeah, I'm next door. You guys have fun.
Yeah.
At some point, the date's a little scrambled. It either happened on the night of December 23rd or the morning of December 24th. 3 men carrying axes burst into the house and murdered all 3 of them. And then they burned the houses down, too. So Emma Carrico's mom, the lady that was, the neighbor.
Yeah, next door.
She saw the flames from her house and called for help. The axe people, they kind of ran, all right? And they were like, what the fuck? And they found the charred bodies of Emma and the Gibbons. Just completely dismembered and murdered.
Shit. Well, all right.
Yeah, how about
Merry
that?
Christmas,
Yeah, so
many axe murders back then. I feel like the late 1800s was just rife with axe murders.
oh yeah, there's
We got
something
Velisca,
about
we
it.
got Lizzie Borden, we got this,
Yeah, just just
There were
those
guns
two.
around, there were knives, but they're just like, nope, gotta use this gardening tool.
Gotta have fun. Gotta have fun.
Gotta make it mine, make it unique.
Okay, this one's like a little. It's a double, maybe even a triple, but it's a good ender here. On December 24th of 2008, the Ortega family living in Covina, California, they were having their family's Christmas Eve dinner. Okay, how about that?
Christmas Eve dinner.
That's when Bruce Pardo, the ex-husband of Sylvia Ortega, showed up. He had multiple weapons and just started shooting just
So
everywhere.
awkward when the exes show up,
And you know what made this one funny? He was dressed as Santa Claus.
We gotta put something in that big old sack,
So he killed the family, and then he had something in his sack. And do you know what it was? He
Poop?
turned around and pulled out a homemade flamethrower and burned the house
Wow.
down. He burned it down.
That guy was mad. Jesus Christ. Was it like a recent breakup, do we know?
Not super recent, but, it still bothered him,
I guess
apparently.
enough time to construct a homemade flamethrower.
So, all in all, 9 members of the Ortega family, including his ex-wife, the murderer's ex-wife, were dead either by gunshot or fire. So 9 people got killed by Santa that day.
Wait, what? What year was this again?
2008.
Oh, man.
How about that? How about that shit?
It's fucking crazy.
And then to top this one off, 3 years later, in 2011, in a suburb of Dallas, Texas, on Christmas Day, this is a rough name, a man named Aziz Yazdanpana arrived at the home where his estranged wife and 2 children were living. And that's according to CBS News. That's what they gathered. Okay.
Thanks, CBS.
They were opening presents when Yazdanpana burst in, dressed as Santa Claus, and shot his family and 3 other relatives. He turned the gun on himself and blasted his fucking head off.
Yeah, why there's so many fucking family erasers going on? Christmas.
On Christmas, maybe because it's like the holiday thing, everyone's happy, and they're like, I'm not.
That's what I was talking about, dude. Obligatory family time. Maybe it was just too much for him.
But just like, yeah, I can't handle this.
In no way am I saying, like, oh, good job. You give him some slack, but, maybe that's why.
Yes. And now, moving away from murder and death, more of a
really?
a little bit of a more like local tale for us. This was a couple of years ago. I don't even remember a lot of the details. I'm just recounting this from memory, but I'm sure you guys will know what I'm referencing once I start.
All right.
There was, I believe it was on Christmas Eve, there was a priest in Chicago, one of the suburbs of Chicago,
Yeah.
and he was at a holiday party at some of his, parishioners' house or whatever, got extremely drunk and drove home, and he ended up crashing into a bunch of cars and killing somebody on the way home.
Yeah.
That's another,
moving away from
it's not like murder, but it's death, I guess.
vehicular manslaughter. I guess that is a notch down.
But do you guys remember that story at all? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I very much remember that story.
I remember coming home from a holiday party at my family's house or something, and watching the news. It was a priest just murdered somebody on Christmas. What the fuck?
Because he was fucking drunk.
Yeah, this is insane. So as you can tell, just because it's Christmas and it's supposedly the happiest day, in the calendar year,
That doesn't excuse real life. Real life happens all the time, and sometimes it sucks.
that is certainly true. And just because it's happy for you, if someone is not happy, it's probably just going to exacerbate the problem and make them a lot more unhappy.
Yeah.
You
and
know?
you know what? Just like Christmas throughout the years in different parts of the world, everyone's changing. Everything's changing. You just make it what you can.
Yeah, things go...
Maybe you don't erase your entire family dressed as Saint Nick. Maybe you, yeah, it is a nice way to say it.
That's the poet.
Basically, you just don't do that.
Nah, you don't.
Maybe you just don't do that. You could do many other things. Don't get the eraser out.
Let me tell you this. If someone that you don't like or somebody that you've upset in your past shows up dressed as Santa, make sure you
Be
call
very
the police.
wary. Yeah.
Because they will shoot you and burn your house down for some reason.
No, yeah. You need to shoot them first, is what we're saying.
I don't know why that is the case. Maybe it's because we're living in Bernie Sanders America, but Santa will kill
Bernie,
you.
just as bad as Nazis Sanders.
You think it's... Put it this way. You think there's no coincidence? They're burning houses down, and his name is Bernie, okay? There's everything's connected. This is big fire all over again.
It's big fire, dude. Big fire.
But yeah, well, all that being said, that's our holiday episode.
That is our holiday episode. Have a good holiday, whatever the fuck you're celebrating.
Yes, definitely.
Because I don't think we're coming back next week, but we will be after.
Yes, believe it or not, we are starting a cult. We'll be taking a 1-week hiatus. But don't worry. We have our Patreon episodes. We also will be back. As always,
Yeah, no, all the time we'll do that.
And I do want to let you guys know, I was recently playing with Patreon. I was having some issues uploading, we do very brief descriptions of what the episodes are going to be, just because, we don't want to give away our secrets,
Yeah, what are we going to type the transcript as the title? No.
Right, but on Patreon, I was having trouble. It wouldn't let me save them, but I finally figured out how to make that change. I was playing around with it last night a little bit. So going forward, there will be brief descriptions in the Patreon episodes. So that way, if there's one maybe it doesn't seem to strike your fancy or something, that's okay. You don't got to listen to it and be
There's
upset.
a bunch of them. Just choose a different one.
And also, with the new year coming up, I'm going to try... I'm looking into an easier way to get episodes to our patrons, because I do realize that Patreon is not the most user-friendly way to listen to media.
Well, I mean, the app sucks, but if you just go on your browser on your phone and go to page, it should be way easier.
Yeah, that's I'm trying to mess with that and see kind of what we can do with that. So I'll have some information on that in a little bit for you guys, but those are our updates for the end of the year for you guys.
Yeah, just some things, yeah. And you know what? We're going to be gone through our 3-year anniversary.
Yeah,
so
we will.
Congratulations, Grant. Congratulations, Mitch.
I can't believe that.
We've done it.
I cannot believe that. 3 years old we shall be.
3 years.
Wait.
Yeah, right?
I'm trying to think here. No,
we've been doing this a while, and I'm happy about it. However long it is,
it was.
I think it's 3.
We started in the early months of 19. The first episode was recorded on Christmas of 18.
Yeah.
So
3 years. How about that?
We are coming up on it. How about that shit?
I know it's gonna be Christmas. So
yeah, enjoy. Listen to the entire back catalog. Maybe give somebody we are starting a cult gift.
Yeah. We have shirts, and the gift of knowing about us. We have a huge backlog now. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
It's kind of fun.
We got something for everybody. I promise.
Yeah.
But have a great holiday if you're a Christmas guy or a Christmas gal.
Or anything in between.
Maybe you're a Hanukkah person. Maybe you're a Kwanzaa person.
Maybe you just don't care.
Yeah, maybe you're just a fucking sad sack that hates everything.
But either way, yeah, we are very happy to have you as listeners. Thanks for listening.
Enjoy.
You know?
And
we're gonna keep fucking doing it.
We'll be back by the New Year, so don't even have a Happy New Year, okay?
Not yet. We'll tell you to do that later.
Bye.